Imagine waking up one day and deciding, you know what, I'm going to start a crocodile farm. Sounds crazy, right? Well, for some people in China, it's just another day at the office. In this video, we're diving into the wild world of crocodile farming in China. From egg to handbag, we'll show you every step of this bizarre but booming industry. Trust us, it's going to be one snappy ride. As the sun rises, thousands of eyes gleam in the dim light of the hatchery. The crocodile farm stretches as far as the eye can see, a vast expanse of concrete and steel that houses over 1 million scaly residents. This is no small operation. It's an industrial-scale endeavor that supplies luxury brands and gourmet markets around the world. The morning air is crisp and calm, but it belies the intense work that lies ahead. As workers arrive, they don their protective gear and prepare for a day of careful precision and constant vigilance. The peaceful dawn will soon give way to a hive of activity as the farm's daily operations kick into high gear. One of the most critical tasks begins early, collecting crocodile eggs from the nesting areas. This process requires a delicate touch and nerves of steel. Workers must approach the nesting females with extreme caution, using specialized tools to gently remove the eggs without disturbing the protective mothers. Each nest can contain between 20 to 80 eggs, and timing is crucial. Collect too early, and the eggs may not be viable. Wait too long, and the risk of the eggs being damaged or eaten by predators increases. Temperature and humidity play a vital role in egg viability. In the wild, crocodile nests maintain a constant temperature of around 30 degrees, 86 degrees, through decomposition of vegetation. On the farm, this natural process is replicated with scientific precision. As soon as the eggs are collected, they're carefully transported to climate-controlled rooms where temperature and humidity are monitored around the clock. Even a small fluctuation could spell disaster for an entire clutch of eggs. As the morning progresses, anticipation builds among the workers. They know that in the coming weeks, these eggs will begin to hatch, bringing new life and new challenges to the farm. The transformation from egg to hatchling is a marvel of nature, and despite the industrial setting, there's still a sense of wonder each time a tiny crocodile breaks free from its shell. By midday, the day's egg collection is complete. On an average day, this farm collects upwards of 5,000 eggs. Each of these eggs represents potential revenue for the farm. A single healthy crocodile can yield skin worth hundreds of dollars, not to mention the value of its meat and other byproducts. The total value of a day's collection can easily reach into the tens of thousands of dollars. As the collected eggs are carefully stored away, attention turns to the next stage of the process. Just beyond the nesting areas lies the farm's crown jewel, a state-of-the-art hatchery facility. Here, cutting-edge technology meets age-old biological processes, ensuring the highest possible survival rate for the farm's most precious commodity. It's in this high-tech nursery that the future of the farm and the luxury goods industry it supplies truly begins to take shape. The hum of incubators fills the air as we enter the hatchery, each machine a cocoon of potential. But these aren't just eggs, they're ticking time bombs of biology. 1 degree too hot or too cold, and millions of dollars could literally rot away. Welcome to the high-stakes world of crocodile egg incubation, where the smallest change can have massive consequences. Modern crocodile hatcheries are marvels of engineering, blending cutting-edge technology with precise environmental control. The facility is lined with rows of state-of-the-art incubators, each carefully calibrated to mimic the conditions of a natural crocodile nest. Digital sensors constantly monitor temperature and humidity, feeding data to a central computer system that makes minute adjustments in real time. Maintaining ideal incubation conditions is a delicate balancing act. The eggs require a constant temperature between 30 to 33 degrees Celsius, 86 to 91 degrees Fahrenheit, with humidity levels carefully regulated to prevent dehydration. Even a slight deviation from these parameters can spell disaster for an entire batch of eggs. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of crocodile incubation is the role temperature plays in determining the sex of the hatchlings. Unlike mammals, crocodiles don't have sex chromosomes. Instead, the temperature during a critical period of embryonic development dictates whether the egg will produce a male or female crocodile. This phenomenon, known as temperature-dependent sex determination, allows hatchery managers to influence the sex ratio of their crocodile population by carefully controlling incubation temperatures. The challenges don't end with temperature control. Preventing bacterial growth is a constant battle in the warm, humid environment of the incubators. The hatchery employs a rigorous sanitation protocol, with eggs regularly treated with antifungal agents. Additionally, the eggs must be rotated multiple times a day to ensure even development of the embryo and prevent the yolk from sticking to the shell membrane. As the incubation period progresses, anticipation builds among the hatchery staff. They know that in 65 to 90 days, depending on the species and conditions, these eggs will begin to hatch. The first signs of hatching are subtle. A small crack here, a tiny pip there. But soon, the hatchery will be filled with the sounds of chirping as hundreds of baby crocodiles emerge from their shells. The moment of hatching is both thrilling and critical. Each successful hatch represents not just new life, but a significant investment coming to fruition. The staff stand ready to assist any hatchlings struggling to break free, knowing that these first few moments can make the difference between a healthy crocodile and a lost opportunity. As the newly hatched crocodiles begin to emerge, the focus of the operation shifts. The hatchery team prepares for the next phase of the crocodile's journey, the challenging process of rearing these tiny predators into valuable assets for the farm. But that's a story for another part of our tour through this fascinating and complex world of industrial-scale crocodile farming. You might think a baby crocodile is just a smaller version of its adult self, but you'd be wrong. These hatchlings require specialized care that's both intensive and precise. How do farmers manage to raise thousands of carnivorous reptiles from infancy to adolescence without chaos ensuing? The journey from hatchling to juvenile crocodile is a critical phase in the farming process. As soon as the tiny reptiles emerge from their shells, they're whisked away to specially designed rearing tanks. These environments are carefully controlled to mimic the conditions young crocodiles would experience in the wild, but with added safeguards to ensure their survival and optimal growth. One of the biggest challenges in raising young crocodiles is their diet. These carnivorous creatures have voracious appetites from day one. Farmers must provide a protein-rich diet that supports rapid growth while avoiding overfeeding, which can lead to health issues. The exact composition of their meals is carefully calculated to provide the right balance of nutrients, with feeding schedules strictly maintained to establish routine and minimize stress. Temperature control in the rearing tanks is another crucial factor. Young crocodiles are particularly sensitive to their environment, and even small fluctuations can impact their health and growth rates. The water and ambient air temperature are constantly monitored and adjusted to maintain optimal conditions. This attention to detail ensures that the young crocodiles can focus their energy on growth rather than thermoregulation. As the crocodiles grow, they're closely monitored for signs of illness or developmental issues. Regular health checks and meticulous record-keeping allow farmers to track the progress of each batch of hatchlings. This data is invaluable for refining their techniques and improving survival rates over time. Space management becomes increasingly important as the young crocodiles grow. Overcrowding can lead to increased competition for food and higher mortality rates. Farmers must carefully balance the need for efficient use of space with the well-being of their scaly charges. As the crocodiles reach certain size milestones, they're sorted and moved to larger enclosures, a process that requires skill and caution to avoid injury to both the animals and handlers. The rate at which these young crocodiles develop is truly remarkable. In just a few short months, they transform from tiny, chirping hatchlings to robust juveniles. This rapid growth is a testament to the effectiveness of the specialized care they receive, but it also presents its own set of challenges, as farmers must constantly adapt their practices to keep up with the changing needs of their growing stock. As we watch these young crocodiles thrive, it's natural to wonder about their future. What lies ahead for these creatures as they continue to grow? The answer leads us to the next phase of our journey through the crocodile farm, where we'll explore how these animals are utilized at different stages of their lives and the various commercial applications that drive this unique industry. Imagine a creature whose value increases exponentially as it ages, yet paradoxically, its lifespan is cut short by that very same value. This is the reality for farmed crocodiles, where size doesn't just matter, it's everything. But at what point does a crocodile's growth become its death sentence? As crocodiles progress through different stages of development, their role on the farm evolves. Young crocodiles are primarily valued for their breeding potential, representing the future of the farm's population. These juveniles are carefully nurtured, with the healthiest specimens selected to become part of the breeding stock. However, as they mature into adults, their purpose shifts dramatically. Adult crocodiles become the farm's primary commodity, destined for processing to harvest their valuable skin and meat. This stark contrast between the natural lifespan of crocodiles, which can exceed 70 years in the wild, and their abbreviated existence on farms is a point of tension in the industry. The commercial imperatives of the farm dictate a much shorter life cycle, typically just a few years from hatch to harvest. The process of sorting and moving crocodiles as they grow is a crucial aspect of farm management. As hatchlings develop into juveniles, they're transferred to larger rearing tanks with clean water and ample space. This constant relocation ensures optimal conditions for growth and helps prevent overcrowding, which can lead to stress and reduced skin quality. The sorting process is meticulous, with farm workers carefully assessing each animal's size, health, and potential. Large-scale crocodile farming comes with significant environmental considerations. The intensive nature of these operations requires substantial resources, including water, feed, and energy. While some farms are exploring sustainable practices to mitigate their environmental impact, the industry continues to grapple with balancing production demands and ecological responsibility. As we consider the growing process, it's impossible not to think about what comes next. The harvesting stage looms on the horizon, a necessary but controversial aspect of the industry. How do farms prepare for this final phase of the crocodile's journey? What techniques are employed to ensure the most efficient use of these valuable animals? The commercial use of crocodiles varies significantly between young and adult specimens. While juveniles are prized for their reproductive potential, Adults are valued for their size and the quality of their skin and meat. The meat from adult crocodiles is particularly sought after, with different cuts offering unique culinary experiences. The tail, back, and legs are especially prized for their tender texture and rich nutrient profile. As our tour of the crocodile farm continues, we're about to enter one of the most critical areas of the operation. The harvesting and processing facilities represent the culmination of years of careful farming. It's here that we'll witness the transformation of living creatures into luxury goods and gourmet delicacies, a process that combines modern technology with age-old techniques. Prepare for an eye-opening look at the final stage of the crocodile farming process. Behind these doors, crocodiles become more than just reptiles. They become a source of some of the most sought-after luxury items in the world. But what exactly makes crocodile products so valuable, and how do farms maximize every part of the animal? The harvesting facility is a marvel of modern efficiency, where precision and speed combine to process thousands of crocodiles daily. As we enter, the contrast between the serene farm exterior and the bustling interior is stark. Workers move with practiced efficiency, each station in the process flowing seamlessly into the next. The harvesting process itself is a complex procedure that balances efficiency with humane treatment. Advanced techniques are employed to minimize stress on the animals, reflecting the industry's awareness of both ethical concerns and the impact of stress on product quality. Despite the industrial scale, there's an underlying respect for the creatures that have been carefully raised for this purpose. Crocodiles yield a surprising variety of valuable products. The skin, of course, is the primary prize, destined for luxury fashion houses around the world. But nothing goes to waste here. The meat, rich in nutrients and low in fat, is carefully sectioned into specific cuts. The tail, back, and legs are particularly prized for their tender texture and are sought after in culinary markets globally. The skinning process is where art meets science. Advanced techniques are employed to ensure that every inch of the valuable hide is preserved in optimal condition. Workers use specialized tools and methods developed over years of experience and innovation. The goal is to produce flawless leather that will meet the exacting standards of high-end fashion designers and discerning consumers. As we watch the process unfold, it's impossible not to think about the global demand driving this operation. Every crocodile processed here represents a piece of the multi-billion-dollar luxury goods industry. From handbags to watch straps, shoes to jackets, the products that will emerge from these skins will command staggering prices in boutiques from Paris to Tokyo. But it's not just about fashion. Crocodile meat is gaining popularity as a healthy alternative protein source. Rich in high-quality protein and omega-3 fatty acids, it's finding its way onto menus in fine dining establishments and health-conscious households alike. The tail meat, in particular, is prized for its tenderness and mild flavor. As we conclude our tour of the harvesting facility, we're left with a profound appreciation for the complexity of this industry. What began as eggs carefully tended in a high-tech hatchery has transformed into products that will be coveted around the world. But this is just one part of a global supply chain. Next, we'll explore how the fashion industry's insatiable appetite for exotic leather drives the demand that keeps farms like this operating at full capacity. Imagine a handbag that costs more than a car. Now consider the path it took to reach that price tag. As we trace the crocodile's journey from farm to fashion, we'll uncover the hidden processes and ethical questions that lie beneath the surface of luxury. The transformation of a crocodile skin into a coveted fashion item is a complex process that spans continents and involves multiple skilled artisans. Once the skins leave the farm, they undergo a rigorous grading and selection process. Expert evaluators meticulously examine each hide, looking for imperfections or unique patterns that could affect its value. Only the highest quality skins make the cut for luxury goods, with factors like scale size, color consistency, and absence of blemishes determining their fate. Selected skins are then shipped to tanneries, often in Europe, where they undergo a series of treatments to transform them into supple, durable leather. This process can take weeks or even months, requiring specialized knowledge and techniques to preserve the skin's unique texture while ensuring its longevity as a fashion item. From the tannery, the leather makes its way to the workshops of high-end fashion houses. Here, master craftsmen apply their skills to turn these exotic hides into works of art. Creating a single crocodile leather handbag can take days, with artisans carefully cutting, stitching, and finishing each piece by hand. The level of craftsmanship involved is staggering, with every detail scrutinized to meet the exacting standards of luxury brands. The contrast between the industrial-scale farming operations and the refined image of luxury fashion is stark. While marketing campaigns focus on the exclusivity and craftsmanship of the final product, the reality of large-scale crocodile farming remains largely hidden from consumers. This disconnect raises important ethical questions about transparency in the luxury goods industry and consumer awareness of production methods. The fashion industry's demand for crocodile leather has a significant impact on farming practices. Luxury brands often work directly with farms to ensure a steady supply of high-quality skins, influencing everything from breeding programs to harvesting techniques. This close relationship between fashion houses and farms drives the continued expansion and refinement of crocodile farming operations worldwide. As we consider the journey from farm to fashion, it's clear that the true cost of luxury extends far beyond the price tag. The global supply chain that brings crocodile products to market is a complex web of economic, ethical, and environmental considerations. In our next section, we'll explore how this demand affects not just individual farms, but entire ecosystems and economies around the world. Crocodile farming, savior of wild populations, or smokescreen for exploitation? The answer might surprise you, and it's changing the landscape of conservation in ways few could have predicted. The global crocodile farming industry has grown into a behemoth, with operations spanning multiple continents and producing millions of skins annually. What started as a niche market has evolved into a complex network of farms, tanneries, and luxury brands, all interconnected in a supply chain that stretches from rural China to the glittering boutiques of Paris and Milan. At the heart of this industry lies a paradox. On one hand, proponents argue that crocodile farming plays a crucial role in species conservation. By providing a legal, sustainable source of crocodile products, farms potentially reduce pressure on wild populations, discouraging poaching and illegal trade. This argument has gained traction in some conservation circles, with certain species seeing population recoveries attributed in part to regulated farming practices. However, the reality is far from straightforward. Animal protection groups raise valid concerns about the welfare of farmed crocodiles, questioning the ethics of raising animals in captivity solely for their skins. They argue that the industry's focus on profit often overshadows genuine conservation efforts, potentially creating a facade of sustainability while perpetuating harmful practices. The global supply chain for crocodile products further complicates the issue. Skins harvested in China might be tanned in Italy, crafted into handbags in France, and sold to consumers in New York or Tokyo. This intricate network makes tracing the origin and ensuring ethical practices throughout the process challenging. It also raises questions about the true environmental cost of these luxury items when factoring in transportation and processing. As we look to the future of the crocodile farming industry, several key questions emerge. Can the industry balance its commercial interests with genuine conservation efforts? Will increased transparency and stricter regulations lead to more ethical practices? And perhaps most importantly, how will changing consumer attitudes towards exotic animal products impact the demand that drives this global trade? The answers to these questions will shape not only the future of crocodile farming, but also our broader approach to wildlife conservation in an increasingly globalized world. As consumers become more aware of the origins of their luxury goods, the industry faces pressure to adapt and address ethical concerns. As we conclude our journey through the world of crocodile farming, from hatchling to handbag, we're left with a complex picture of an industry at a crossroads. In our final section, we'll explore the ethical considerations that consumers and industry leaders alike must grapple with, and consider what responsible choices might look like in the pursuit of sustainable luxury. As we've explored the complex world of crocodile farming, it's clear that this industry sits at a challenging intersection of luxury, conservation, and ethics. The path from egg to high-end handbag raises difficult questions about our relationship with nature and the true cost of luxury goods. Consumers play a crucial role in shaping the future of this industry. Are we willing to demand greater transparency in how these products are made? Can we balance our desire for luxury with ethical and environmental concerns? The answers may lie in finding innovative alternatives and pushing for more sustainable practices throughout the supply chain. The future of sustainable luxury depends on informed choices and ongoing dialogue. As consumers, we have the power to influence change through our purchasing decisions and by asking tough questions about the origins of our goods. By staying engaged and demanding accountability, we can work towards a future where luxury and ethics coexist harmoniously.